Okay, so whilst I'm cutting my grass, I've been having to think about this all-time 11, if you want to call it that. I've gone with a different angle. I've gone based on players that have just raw talent, not necessarily ones with egos, just natural ability. So in net, starting off, a very difficult decision, as Lee said. I think out of the three keepers, all three the same that Lee's mentioned, I would probably have to go with Lawrence. All fantastic keepers, but Lawrence just seems to give you something else from the back. Right back, my old mate Chris Prentice. Back in the day when he played right back, he's played a number of positions like myself, but he started off sort of in that region, right back and centre back. Just amazing player. Centre back, an old boy, very old boy actually. I'd have to put my dad in there, Davy C. He's one of the best central players I've ever seen. Even at 60 now, he still reads the game really well. But back in the day when I was a kid growing up, he was my idol. Alongside him, slightly different angle. A lot of players won't know this guy, but he moved over to Australia. But what a fantastic player, Graham Johnson, or Heinz as he was known. He just had this ability to command the ball from the back, and he just read the game so well. He had great sort of distribution, and he was a top guy as well. Left back, nah, it's all my joke. It's Julian. Julian's a player that everyone knows. Obviously, he's just got natural ability. He doesn't know just how much talent he's got. He's been in every one of my teams since day one. When he came across from Tameside, but he's just when he gets the ball, he just never loses the ball, and if he does, he works his ass back. He's just got that ability. So yeah, Julian left back. Midfield, not necessarily a positional midfield, but just a four that I'd choose. Again, what a difficult decision. Andy Lee, a lot of people won't know him, but again, he was sort of a Disley kid growing up when I was really young. When my dad was first team captain, he brought him into that team at a young age with a few of the other lads. But I'll tell you what a player. I think, like Lee, I'm going to go a bit egotistical. I think we've got to have a bit of concrete in that midfield, in the essential sort of holding role. I'm going to put myself in there, only purely because I'd love to see myself in this team. But if I went to choose myself in the centre, I'd probably go with Phil Graham, cousin. Just natural ability. Yeah, he was a hothead, and yeah, he did have his temperament issues. But I tell you what a player, and what a player you wanted in your team all the time. He just knew what he was doing. Left side, if you want to call it that, or a fourth midfielder, Dan Foley. Day oneers as we call them. My mate since we were younger. We've come through all the teams together. Likewise with a few of the other names I've mentioned. Again, he's played a number of positions over the years. He's been coached by different people like myself, and he has to be in my team. Two forwards on 4-4-2. Two forwards. As much as it pains me to say it, probably Dom. Dom has to be one. Just a natural goal scorer, natural ability. Just knows what to do on the ball. As soon as he hits that D, he knows how to score. I think back in the day when we used to play third team, myself and Dom were up top. Yeah, that's right. I was up top at one point. I think we scored something like 75 goals between us, and it was always a competition between me and Dom who could score the most, but in a very friendly sort of for the team kind of way. Final player, again for different reasons. Kev Windler. I think Kev Windler. Again, he's not necessarily always been around. He's a Disley old boy, but just knows where the goal is. He's just a poacher. He had some great skills. He's still got great skills, but definitely back in the day, defenders really struggled to get the ball off him. He was part of the promotion teams when Peter Hogg was around. Just an amazing player. So that's the initial 11. Honourable mentions, as we say. I think you've got to give the other two goalkeepers mentions, Mav and Noblet, two amazing goalkeepers. I think you've got to give Max Parker a mention at the back, just hard as nails. I've not even mentioned some of the other old boys like Warren and Steve. Not just old boys, but just you'd struggle to not put them in sort of an old boy 11, definitely. Just great players over the years, players who we've had a chance to play with. The list goes on and on. Swinney, midfield, just natural ability. I use that term a lot, but if you've got natural ability, you don't need an ego. You just do what you do naturally. Yeah, so maybe a little bit controversial, maybe a little bit different to other people's teams, but I'm going to go with that 11.